Okay, our next example. In this example, I do see an x-intercept or a root at -2. And through that point, it's taking that squiggle shape or the cubic shape. So that would have a multiplicity of 3. And then I also see another x-intercept or a root at x equaling 2, and that one does a little bounce. So for that bounce, that will give us a multiplicity of 2. A multiplicity of 3 and a multiplicity of 2 gives us a total of 5 roots. Again, one of them happens twice at the x equaling 2, that's a bounce. The other one at -2 happens 3 times. It gives us that squiggle shape. It's a multiplicity of 3. All right, we have just a teeny bit more to do and we're done with this lesson. It's a short lesson today. All right. All right, here is a quick reference sheet for the multiplicities. So in this first column that we have, it says multiplicity, blah, 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 multiplicities and multiplicities. So as we're looking at the two given graphs, the one in the top left only crosses the x-axis one time at the -2 and one time at the +3. So those are individual, so they don't have a multiplicity. It's just each of those roots happens once, and we would add them together to give us 2 total roots. And in the bottom graph in that section, I cross one time at x equaling -2, once at the 3, and once at x equaling 5. 3 total roots, but each of them only have one value. So there is no multiplicity. It's only a single of each of those. In our next set, we're going to see bounces. So at x equaling -1, the graph comes down to it and bounces off. That is a multiplicity of 2. So when we look at the graph below, we see 2 places where the graph has a bounce at x equaling -1 and x equaling +3. Both of those are bounces, so they have 2 multiplicities for each of those roots. That would have 4 total roots for that graph in the bottom right corner of that middle section. And then our last little part, we can also have multiplicities of 3. Okay, so in the first one in the top left corner, we see that squiggle shape where it crosses the x-axis at x equaling 2. So that means there's a multiplicity of 3. It's the cubic shape, but we call it the squiggle to kind of help us. And then the example down in the bottom corner, we actually see that same squiggle shape happen twice, at the -1 and again at the +2. So I see a squiggle, that would be a multiplicity of 3 at the -1 and a multiplicity of 3 at the +2. All right, we are done with this particular lesson. Great job. You have some practice problems that you guys can go through. Thanks. Have a great day.